Hi, my name is Edward. Today I'm presenting my industry project part 1, business case pitch for proposed solutions. The targeting company I'm focusing with is Australia Post. The audience I'm facing with is actually Australia Post, the company, and also Australian citizens. Here is just a background of Australia Post. It is formerly the Australian Post Corporation. Is a government business enterprise that provides postal service in Australia. The main service includes individual or business postal deliveries, retail catalog, which is the post office, also having travel insurance and also collective items such as coins. The company structures are containing the shareholders, which is the government. We have Australia Post Board, Audit Risk Committee, People's and Sustainability Committees, Nomination and Recruitment Committees, Safety Committees, and also Group Chief Executive Officer and Management Director. We also have leading teams. We have the final one is the agent directly. The business case problem I'm bringing today is in two categories. The first one is the data volume have declined 66% since the peak in 2008. Digital substitution continues to be the biggest threat to the survival of letters, although Australia Post have observed that as a need of Australian change over the past 2 years in particular, and it's important for our service to adapt to reflect and to meet the contemporary expectation of Australian communities. The requirement, however, to operate a fixed network to service an increasing number of delivery points 5 days a week, whether there is a letter or to deliver or not, it is contributing to a letter loss now exceeding $255 million every year. Now, the second part I'm bringing is about the compensation and free extension offered due to the delivery complaints. Due to the delay and missing item, it kind of equalized the profit earned by the service, such as mail redirection, so it needs to be looked into. Possible solutions needs to be generated in order to stop the loss in the future. Here's a stakeholder analysis. The key stakeholders during our delivery process includes Australia Post, the company. We also have the delivery contractors for the third-party delivery agency in the local area. We also have service suppliers in the outlets, which including the passport office ATO for passport documentation and tax file numbers, those government departments. We also have retailers, which is the online shops, including different brand of the local shops, which the customer purchase product from, and we also have this last one is the customers directly. So in order to summarize this, we have basically in 4 big categories, which is Australia Post workforce, we have Australia Post customer, we have government, and we have a broader community. As the digitalization of the current era, people are moving away from regular mails to a more like emails, SMS, even all video calls as well. It influences the Australia Post company directly a lot more than the other factors of the stakeholders. So in the area of Australia Post workforce, it increased the workloads because the delivery points for people are building new houses every single day. New houses are being added to the system, so there are increased workloads to cover a broader area. However, due to this, we have a shortage of staff member at the moment, and as mail are not being sent very oftenly, people are receiving mails a lot less, which is a lot less frequent than the past years. So it actually increased the delivery expense as well. The cost of this is increasing operation cost. As the Australian Post customers, it was basically due to individual preference. There are no cost to the customer itself, and it also applies to the government and a broader community. This is more affect the Australian Post workforce directly, other than the other factors. Now, moving to delivery complaints, these actually have a really big influence on all key stakeholders. As, for example, to Australia Post workforce, all the delivery complaints requires us to lodge investigations to determine whether compensation is required or not. The unnecessary task which is avoidable, and due to the employee shortage and delay processing, the cost is we also lost trust from the customer and also financial loss. Where to Australian Post customers, well, when facing a situation with delayed or missing parcels, they have to contact Sender or Australia Post to follow this up. And also, it could impact if they are waiting on something very urgent and important, such as travel documentation and medication. It also caused a really huge mental frustrations, and due to the time spent and also financial losses as well. The government in this category also, which is passport office, ATO, tax file number, police check, etc. The consequences of a missing or delayed parcel resulting would be the documentation needs to be resubmitted. It also comes across with financial loss and urgent matter, which is very hard to solve. As to the broader community, the consequences are it get a poor review and people are not willing to using Australia Post anymore. They basically lost faith in the postal delivery of Australia, which we want to avoid. Pro solution is for delivery complaints is a UID match process, which all the residents generate a unique identifier number for the address. So when the delivery agents are delivering the parcels, they have to scan the actual code and matching the address as well in order to make sure it is the correct delivery. The benefit is it minimizes missing parcel upon delivery. However, the risks are it is more complicated process. Registration process might not be friendly to everyone, especially elderlies, and it also increases the workload for the retail outlets. Once the parcel is basically when the identifier is not a match, they have to take it to post office for collection, which could increase the workload in the local area. Into proposed solution B, which is working collaboratively with the local community, basically to introduce a program to invite local members to participate in the experience of a delivery. And the members could be retired citizens, younger generations such as students, to be part of this work experience program, to invite the community to send letters for free and move away from the digital device and go back to handwriting would be a very a different experience. So the cost for this is very low, only training and coaching. The benefits is it can advance the bond between Australia Post and the community, and it also increases the business awareness in the local area as well. It reduces mail delivery staff and resources for Australia Post, the actual company input. The risks, however, are for effectiveness and efficiency of the local member if they can do the job in a more effective ways, and privacy and training time and difficulties is another one to consider. The payback because it's not people are not being paid by wages, so a more clear of what can be given by Australia Post needs to be considered carefully. Option 3 is the facility reconstruction from the basics, which is a very high cost because we are combining the normal mail delivery center and parcel delivery center together. This involves reconstruct the facility from the basic and also machine upgrades, facility relocation, staff relocation, etc. The risk is very high as well, and not all sites are able to complete this process at the same time. It's got a really long enhancing period, so it needs to be considered very carefully. My final proposed solution is for B, which is increasing facility efficiency with the local community, working collaboratively with them. It's actively engaged with the people attracted to the history of Australia Postal Service and provide member a opportunity to complete or try something meaningful and different in their life. Proposed roadmap for this solution is first surveying and continuous communication with the local community, understanding their willingness of participating in such a change, as locals' expectation of the outcome and their current understanding of Australia Post as well, to bring us a broader picture of what they think about this program, and providing training opportunity to the local members, students, and retired personnel to structure the training and coaching session in a more friendly way. Constantly analyze and advance the above process with the feedback, and testing the feasibility of the changes, see if part-time volunteer can be the dominant force of the facility. And the request approval is using, for example, Sydney Mail Centre as a testing site, because this needs to be built from a facility to start with to see if it's achievable or not. Thank you.